Hi there, welcome in. This is Palos Verdes Living with Zoli, the newest episode right here on the Palos Verdes Peninsula, where you always see the new houses for sale. And I talk to you about the market, about your chances of buying or selling here, right here in the four cities: Palos Verdes Estates, Rancho Palos Verdes, Rolling Hills, and Rolling Hills Estates on the peninsula. As usual, it's brokers open. It's Tuesday for me. It's a little bit later when you see this actually. So I'm driving around showing you houses for sale, homes for sale that I think are the best deals on the market or the most extra, with regards to size, price, all of it, but always just the new ones. So I don't show you the stale ones, although sometimes those stale ones can turn into good deals when the sellers are pricing it too high so you can't buy them. Nobody buys them for some time, and then you have a chance to put in a lower offer. But here now I'm going to be showing you the fresh ones, and we are heading to our first house, which is 5527 Elmbank Rd, Rancho Palos Verdes. We're staying close to Silver Spur and the mall area here, so super central, close to the top of the hill, as I refer to it. So this house is actually fresh on the market as of the recording of this video. And let me quickly take a peek at the parameters. It's a very, very small house compared to what we see here in PV. Usually it's a 1,312 square foot home, 3-bed, 2-bath, and priced at $1.575 million. So basically, it's kind of like a townhouse, but it seems that it's a single family home. So you see that this neighborhood, this area here, is super nice when it comes to aesthetics. I would say it's very calm, but still very central, close to schools, close to amenities, as I've just mentioned, the mall. So this could be a good area for different dynamics of families or individuals. It's a smaller home though, so keep that in mind. I will talk to you about the market, how it's going in the last week or last couple of weeks. So stay with me. But first, let's see this house, 5527 Elmbank Rd. Come, let's check out the curb. Let's check out the curb appeal, and then let's check out inside.
This street has a relaxed, established feel. Lawns are manicured, and that big pepper tree in front of this ranch home really makes it stand out. I love that wide brick driveway. It gives you so much space for cars or kids playing outside. Step inside, and the living area feels immediately open and welcoming. You've also got sliding doors at the back that lead straight out to the yard, which makes the room feel even larger. What I like most here is how flexible this space is. I can picture a comfy sectional for family movie nights or a big dining table for gatherings. The family room has its own personality. The wood beam ceiling gives it a warmer, cozier vibe than the main living area. I love how the sliding doors here take you right to the patio, perfect for grilling on weekends while still being part of the action inside. My favorite part of this setup is having two distinct living spaces that work together: one for relaxing quietly, one for entertaining or hanging out. The first bedroom has great light and wood floors, but the attached bath is definitely older. Functional, just dated. The laundry room is a nice surprise. Not only does it have cabinets for storage and a window, but it also has a door that opens directly to the side yard. Step out, and you'll see the area is tidy and well kept, which makes doing laundry just a little more pleasant. The kitchen is cheerful with its yellow walls and peninsula bar. I like that it's practical and bright, though if you love to cook, you may want something bigger down the line. The second bedroom shines. Wood floors, mirrored closets, and a more modern bathroom with a double vanity and a walk-in shower. That's the one you'll want to claim. The third bedroom is simple, bright, and has another mirrored closet. All in all, this home feels comfortable and sunny, with a mix of original charm and some nice updates.
did you think of this one? Leave your comments. Leave your opinion in the comments, please. I would love to hear your opinions about this house. I already know which clients I'm gonna refer this house to or send this house out to. I think that this is one of the best downsizer homes in PV right now on the market. Some of those clients have had their family, their kids are out of the house already, you know, they're empty nesters. They don't want to deal with a 3,000 or 4,000 square foot home. I've met a couple of those families in Rolling Hills specifically, where the lots are huge. You end up spending a lot of money and time just keeping up with all the needs of the house, basically, and you don't necessarily want to spend all that energy on that anymore. You have a lot of empty rooms in your house once the kids left. So those families specifically are looking for these smaller homes. So 1,300 square foot, 3 bedrooms, but I think it was very nicely, you know, the necessary places seem to have been remodeled. It looked to be very nicely staged, I would say, as well. So kind of ready to move if you're not super picky about the quality of things, and if you're okay and you're used to older appliances and amenities all over around you. But it's still, you know, price point wise, you're still in Palos Verdes. So, you know, in other cities, you might be used to seeing these houses for sale at like $800,000-900,000 or max $1 million. You're still speaking about $1.5 million for this home in Rancho Palos Verdes. Now, we're heading to Horseland, Rolling Hills Estates, and we're gonna see a larger property, over 2,300 square foot. 2 Chuckwagon Rd is the address that we're visiting now. It's 2,380 square foot. It's a 3-bed, 3-bath. So interestingly, there's only 3 bedrooms here in more than 1,000 square foot larger, no, more than 1,000 square foot larger home. I'm struggling a little bit with my tongue here. So let's see what this house has to offer. It is 2.712, so just a hair above $2.7 million. And it's fresh on the market one day as I'm recording this video. I'll give you updates. I'll try to give you updates also sometimes in the comments of my video. So if you're here watching the video later, you will see what happened. And I'm also going to be recording market updates. Just like I've done, I believe it was for April or May, I will be doing monthly updates on the market. Because I've just checked the stats, and it's actually fascinating to see how this year has been compared to last year. I just looked at June and compared it to last year. And what you can see is that there's way more inventory. So more houses for sale. Transaction wise, there is a dip in most of the cities. So I was looking at the stats city by city, and most of the cities show a dip in number of transactions or number of sales. So that's very interesting to see. There's less transactions and more houses. That obviously will mean that prices will be under pressure to go lower than they were last year. So we do see that. If you're a buyer on the market, you might be thinking about, oh my God, like the interest rates are still so high. You know, both politicians and the Fed have been talking about cuts, possible cuts. When are those cuts going to happen? It's already July. They said this year is going to see cuts. Now we are hearing about cuts potentially happening in September and December. But what's interesting is that if those rate cuts happen, and you know, with the inflation figures being around expectations, a little bit higher, but not much higher than expectations, those cuts might actually happen in September, as most people are expecting them to. Let's see what happens to prices, because usually when there's a 1% decrease in interest rates. The rough estimation is that in the US, there's about 5 million people who can afford the same homes as they couldn't have afforded before. So basically, if there's a $1 million home, and interest rates are at 5, there's X number of people who can afford that house. And now if you cut interest rates by a whole percent, which probably is not going to happen, but then you unleash 5 million more buyers onto the market. And of course, take into consideration that 5 million is distributed throughout the US, but California is one of the largest states, if not the largest state with regards to population. So there is a significant number of new potential buyers that come into the market as interest rates drop. So I would like to draw your attention as a buyer. Right now, your thinking should be, can I buy now and afford the payment? So will I be qualified to buy it? But I'm not necessarily comfortable with the monthly payments. But knowing that if interest rates are cut, and if there's going to be 2 cuts, let's say 0.5 percentage points, both times, then you're going to be about 1% lower from the current, 6.5, 6.7-ish rate. You will be able to refinance your existing mortgage. And there's a cost of refinancing, so don't just think that refinancing is for free. So you will have to add that cost in, but you will benefit from lower prices today on the market and potentially be able to exchange your higher monthly payment to a lower monthly payment. Now, ideally, you would be purchasing when prices are low and interest rates are low combined, but that very rarely happens. That actually happened around 2020, but that was one of the pivotal or panic moments in human history, I would say, when a global pandemic was about to unleash on the world, and we didn't really know what was happening, so interest rates still did not pick up, and prices were low because there was a lot of people who were just panic selling at that moment. Right now, as I've said, prices are tending to be on the lower side and interest rates are still high, which is a good opportunity to buy. Now, if you're on the selling side, then again, this raises a couple of questions. So if you're thinking about selling today, and this is mid-July when I'm recording this, it might be a good time to reach out to a realtor. If you're thinking about selling in PV, reach out to a PV specialist who actually has the certification to work in Palos Verdes. Everybody can work in Palos Verdes, but if you have the certification, you actually have way more knowledge about the peninsula, and you're going to know how to market specific types of properties in PV or in Rolling Hills, as where we're heading to right now. And my car's almost made a mistake here, but it self-corrected. I didn't need to intervene. As you see, I'm recording this video. Now it's not taking the right lane, so I'm intervening right now. I don't want to waste your time. I was just saying that, if you're selling in Palos Verdes and there's a no turn on red, so I again had to intervene here not to break the law. The car still wants to go, so let's just wait for this light. If you're thinking about selling today, this is probably the right time to reach out and talk to somebody, because as I've said before, we're anticipating those rate cuts, September and December. If you're starting to talk to an agent about now, about listing your property, you will probably need time to prepare your house, to choose your agent. I would definitely recommend to talk to at least 2 or 3 agents before you decide, because there's plenty of varieties out there. Don't forget, agent commissions are always for you to negotiate. So you can pick and choose your agent with regards to personality, with regards to the listing presentation, with regards to whether they are going to work individually, or your listing is going to be handled by a team. There's plenty of options out there. So go. I'm available to hire. Just to say, I would be very much intrigued if you would include me in your pool of agents. As you see, I drive around. I know what is for sale here in PV. I do put in the energy and the effort to follow the market, and I also work with a pool of buyers and sellers, so I might be able to connect you with somebody directly without putting your house on the MLS as well. So, but going back to why is it a good time for now to start the selling process, because you can actually anticipate the market picking up if interest rates are going to be dropping. So while as the interest rates do not necessarily, mortgage interest rates do not necessarily always follow Fed rates, there is an anticipation of declining mortgage rates, because if you look at the 10-year bond returns, then you see that usually the banks are pricing their mortgage rates at about 1.75 to 2% higher than the Fed rate, than the 10-year bond rates returns are. And right now, the margin of the banks is about 2.5%. What that means is that actually they're already pricing in that the rates are going to be dropping, and they're not going to be making as much money on these loans that they're starting on right now. So they're increasing their margins a little bit for all of those loans that will be refinanced later on. So they want to basically anticipate their profit, front load their profits a little bit on these clients who take mortgages right now, because they know that many of them will be refinancing during those 30 years. Anyways, I'm gonna keep it short now. We're almost here, arriving at 2 Chuckwagon Road. This is Rolling Hills Estates. We have to line up here to get access to the property, talk to the gate. As you see, this is a gated property, so I'll see you inside. So we're inside, and I just thought that I would actually capture this because I realized that we're inside the gated area of Rolling Hills, and you normally cannot come inside here. So I just wanted to capture Rolling Hills, the streets of Rolling Hills for you, so you would see how it looks behind the gates. There's no open houses allowed in the city of Rolling Hills, so behind the gates. So I just thought that I would show you how this looks. If you're interested in homes for sale in Rolling Hills, you should always reach out to an agent. We can get you in here. We can show the properties, but you cannot come on your own. Either you need to know somebody who lives here behind the gates, or you need to work with an agent and schedule a showing for yourself. This is Rolling Hills behind the gates for you. We're about to turn onto Chuckwagon, and our house for sale is 2 Chuckwagon. I'm just gonna keep the camera rolling now. You'll see the curb appeal here. I would say that these houses, these pepper trees here, are just gorgeous and beautiful. It reminds me of the Portuguese Bend, actually, which is also behind the gate. So let's park here and see what 2 Chuckwagon is about.
We're now in the private, guard-gated city of Rolling Hills, and right away you can feel how peaceful and tucked away it is. The driveway curves through natural landscaping, giving you that country living vibe while still being just minutes from the coast. My favorite thing about this community is how each lot feels like its own world. Plenty of space, tons of privacy. As we get closer, you can see the home's striking presence. This was actually California's first hempcrete home, built with a fire-resistant, non-toxic material that's carbon negative and offers amazing insulation. It's one of those rare houses that's both sustainable and timeless. The architecture blends classic hacienda with eco-conscious design. The white stucco, the terracotta roof, and the exposed wood details all feel warm and rustic. I love how the stone and gravel path pulls you in slowly, with succulents and native plants that don't need much water but look beautiful year-round. Walking along the covered porch, those exposed wood beams and columns make a statement. The lantern light and that solid wood door are little details, but they give the entry real character. Before we head inside, notice the courtyard patio, a private outdoor lounge perfect for alfresco dinners or just relaxing in the shade. And surrounding the home is something truly unique, more than 40 mature fruit trees, plus raised garden beds. Imagine stepping outside to pick fresh citrus or figs before dinner. That's my favorite part of this property. It's not just a home, it's a lifestyle rooted in nature and sustainability. Stepping inside, the main living area feels expansive and bright. The vaulted wood beam ceiling with skylights floods the space with natural light. My favorite feature here is the wall of glass. It connects the whole room to the patio and views. The brick fireplace anchors the room, giving it both grandeur and warmth. The first bedroom is a great size and keeps the rustic theme, with a wood-paneled accent wall behind the bed and a vaulted wood ceiling. A wide window brings in plenty of natural light. Right next door, the second bedroom continues with wood flooring and another large window. It has a built-in wooden closet that adds charm. Both of these rooms share the nearby hallway bathroom, which has a single vanity and a shower tub combo. It's older in style, but clean and functional. Finally, we come to the primary bedroom. It's the largest of the three, and you immediately feel that extra space and light. This is the retreat, a room that gets the best natural light and feels private. The primary bath reflects the home's original style, clean and practical. Updating it with a new vanity and tile would really make it shine while keeping the rustic elegance intact. Back in the main living space, the flow into the dining area feels natural. There's plenty of room for a large table, and the sliding doors make indoor-outdoor living seamless. The kitchen has a warm, traditional style with wood cabinets and light granite counters. I like the island with a sink. It's functional and keeps the cook connected to the conversation. The stainless steel appliances are in good shape, blending modern function with the rustic design. If I had to note a drawback, it's that some of the bathrooms could use a refresh. But overall, this property nails the Rolling Hills lifestyle.
Welcome back. Guys, girls, share with me what you think of this house. We're behind the gates, Rolling Hills. We're going down actually towards Palos Verdes Drive. There's two gates, two main gates I would say of Rolling Hills, the city, one up, one down. We're going towards the lower gate now. Our next home is going to be in Rancho PV, but first, please put your opinion of this house in the comments right now to Chuckwagon Rd in Rolling Hills. Oh my god, my mind is blown. It's actually the first house in California built, the addition was built out of hemp. There's a little window that actually shows the hemp material of the walls. So that little addition, the beautiful living area, was built out of hemp. I was joking with the agent that, if you're very desperate, you can smoke your living room. Jokes aside, that's not the point. I just love how they preserve the old, and those old cabinets, those old doors. It's just fabulous, and how they combined it with a modern look and remodeled parts of the home, but kept some in the original condition. And you can see the bathrooms definitely need a little love. If you really are picky, you can change up the whole bathrooms, make them more modern, but they look like high quality, functional. design language is probably a couple of decades old, but I mean, the whole house just flows so well for me. Yeah, I can just imagine a family. I can imagine, you know, all sorts of different scenarios of life living there. Here, actually, as you've seen behind the gates, there's virtually or literally no crime in Rolling Hills. So, I mean, this is just a killer. The only downside, and you know, I'm not gonna hide it from you, 2.712. I mean, yes, is it super high for per square foot? Yes. Is this property extra? I would say for sure. There's more than 60 trees. I've showed to you all that area above the house belongs to the property. It's just a gorgeous house overall, I would say. You know, it's one of a kind. I would say, yeah, Rolling Hills, the city, Rolling Hills proper, is very special on its own. I think you're super privileged if you're able to live there. It's just a very special community, with the houses and the lot sizes, and you know, you being able to have as many animals as you want to. It's just mind-blowing. As you can see, I'm still under the effect of this house. So let me introduce you to our next one, which is actually 3300 Crownview Drive, Rancho PV. You'll see that we're actually going into the Miralest area. Miralest School is right here. We're heading to 3300 Crownview Drive, which is a 4-bed, 6-bath house. We'll see how that is, possible even. $2,850,000, so more expensive in Rancho PV than the previous house in Rolling Hills. Of course, there's you know, more area, so this is a 3,700 house compared to the 2,380 square foot of the previous home. So yeah, you get way more square footage, but let's see what kind of a view do you have, what kind of updates you have here. I'm very curious to see how this actually compares, how these houses compare, because price-wise, they're very close to each other. So yeah, let's see. This is also new on the market. So listed by my co-agent, my co-worker in Keller Williams Palos Verdes. So yeah, if you would like to see any of these houses, would like a private showing, please get in touch with me, sellwithzoli.com or 661-234-6442. And don't forget to like this video if you're still here. I mean, I really appreciate you being here. And if you're looking for somebody to guide you on your seller or buyer journey, I'm always here to talk to you and yeah, reflect and share what I know about the market. Yeah, let's check out the curb appeal, and then let's go inside 3300 Crownview Drive in Rancho PV.
From the street, this home makes a big impression. The long driveway and 3-car garage give you plenty of space, and the Mediterranean styling, white stucco walls, and a terracotta roof feels classic and timeless. What I love most here, though, is how the home sits perched to take in panoramic views. Before you even step inside, you can tell this place was designed around the scenery. Walking up to the front entrance, you notice the details. A covered porch with double glass doors, elegant lighting fixtures, and landscaping that frames the house without blocking the view. It feels polished yet relaxed, the kind of home that immediately tells you you're in Rancho Palos Verdes. Step out onto the balcony, and this is where Crownview really shows off. The space is wide and open, with plenty of room for lounge chairs, a dining table, even a hot tub if you want it. My favorite part here is the way the view unfolds. Ocean to the left, city lights straight ahead, and on a clear day, you can even catch Catalina on the horizon. It's the heartbeat of the home, where indoor and outdoor living blur together. The only thing to keep in mind is the upkeep. With so much outdoor exposure and glass, you'll be cleaning more often to keep everything looking this perfect. But honestly, for views like these, it's worth it. Now let's head inside where the open concept living space makes the most of those sightlines. Light wood floors, high ceilings, and a wall of glass flood the room with natural light. Back inside, the kitchen is a chef's dream. A massive center island anchors the room, surrounded by crisp white shaker cabinets and stone countertops. Stainless appliances are top of the line. My favorite part is how seamlessly it connects to the dining space. It's one big open area perfect for entertaining. The primary suite is a true retreat. Hardwood floors, its own fireplace, and sliding doors that open to a private balcony where you wake up to the ocean every morning. The bathroom feels like a spa with a double vanity, a huge walk-in shower, and a freestanding tub set right by the window. Heading upstairs, the staircase opens to something really unexpected, a huge hobbyist space built around an incredible model train setup. Light wood floors, big windows, and this centerpiece that takes the idea of a bonus room to a whole new level. It's the kind of spot that could be anything, an art studio, playroom, or even kept as this one-of-a-kind collector's dream. Just around the corner, there's a clean, modern bathroom with a white vanity and a glass-enclosed shower. Practical, bright, and move-in ready. Here, the tour pauses on a storage area, unfinished, no natural light, and right now packed with boxes. It's not glamorous, but it's practical, and every house needs a space like this. From there, we step into the garage, and this one's a statement. Huge, bright, and finished with 4 glass-paneled doors. At the moment, it's being used for storage, but it's big enough that you could treat it like a showroom if you're a car person. Just off to the side, there's a small utility area with a counter and sink, handy as a workshop or prep space. The lower level then opens into a big, versatile room. The sign says it all: second family room, gym, or poker room. The light wood floors and the built-in counter make it flexible for whatever lifestyle you want to bring to it. Personally, I like the idea of it as a game room or media room, but it's really a blank canvas. We head outside to a lower level patio, and this one comes with a built-in jacuzzi and lounge chairs. Another amazing outdoor spot to unwind and take in the views. I can picture evenings here relaxing with friends or just soaking in the quiet. Back inside, there's a large family room with light wood floors and a sleek counter with a sink. It's a versatile space that could easily flex into a media room, gym, or whatever suits your lifestyle best. I like that it gives the lower level its own personality. Next up is a well-appointed laundry room. Bright, clean, and functional with white cabinets, a sink, and modern appliances. Honestly, it makes laundry less of a chore. The bedrooms down here each feel like private suites. The first has hardwood floors, its own balcony, and a modern bathroom with a white vanity and a glass shower. The next is staged as a guest room, with sliding doors that open to another balcony and an adjacent updated bathroom. And finally, another spacious bedroom with a closet, a big window, and a stylish walk-in shower. What stands out is the consistency. Every room feels polished and self-contained, which makes the whole lower level comfortable and practical for everyday living or hosting guests. Altogether, this home combines space, views, and thoughtful design in a way that makes everyday living feel like a retreat. If you're looking for a property in Rancho Palos Verdes that balances luxury with lifestyle, Crownview sets the bar high.
Well, I hope you understand why I started with the view when I went inside this home. Amazing views from all bedrooms, both family room and living room. It's just gorgeous what you get here in PV. And I know some people will say like, oh, well, I don't want to look on a port. But at the same time, come on this side of the hill on 4th of July and you'll see something that probably you've never seen before. It's just fireworks everywhere. And enjoy those fireworks until they last, because, sooner or later, we're just going to see drone shows. I'm pretty much convinced that, especially in the South Bay, we're not going to have the fireworks going on for much longer, given all the pollution and environmental effects and the noise and the dogs and, like all of that. So I like fireworks. I'm not in love with them, but, if you have a friend who lives on this side of the hill, just come over here and check it out once. It's really worth it. Anyways, about this house, partly remodeled, I would say, partly a little bit old school. Families moving out of state. They're selling their home. It looks to be in, fairly well kept condition, I would say. Not necessarily most updated. All spaces. Some, like one bathroom, was nicely modern looking and updated. Mostly it's, you can see that it's been done probably, I would guess, like 20-30 years ago. Still, those views compensate for so much. And, you walk into that house and you probably will not be able to keep your eyes off of those views. And you get those views from every single room. And Grandpa's train room with a model train was my personal favorite. I loved model trains as a kid. So I showed that to you with a little more detail than probably necessary. Anyways, a lot of bathrooms. So if you, for some reason are into that, you need more bathrooms, you're peculiar about every single bedroom having ensuite or dedicated bathrooms, well, you definitely are in for that here. Great home. Value-wise, I would say the views will always command a higher price. I can see this maybe sitting a little bit longer at this price, especially because we're on the eastern side of the hill. So maybe if this was, overlooking, and I had like a Queen's Necklace view in Palos Verdes Estates, I think this price could be a good price. Here in Rancho PV on the other side, it might be a little overpriced, even though space-wise, you have a lot of space, especially if you compare it to the previous home we've seen in Rolling Hills proper, behind the gates. So, next home, also listed by my coworker, so good job, guys, in my office at Keller Williams Palos Verdes, is 32042, so 3242 Isthmus View Drive, also in Rancho PV, and we're also staying on this side of the hill, but you're gonna see something. You're in for a ride if you're coming with me, and don't go anywhere right now, because this is a 9,371 square foot home, which is a horrendous size home, and it's on the market, came on the market 3 days ago as of the recording of this video for $12,999,000. I've seen a picture of this house. This looks to be in a good, very updated condition. Let's see if the picture will be true, and if this house will be in a super updated condition as what I'm expecting. Come with me, let's check out the curb appeal. This is Palos Verdes Living with Zoli. Thank you for being here again. Let's check out the curb appeal and let's go inside this house.
From the start, this home makes a statement. The white stucco exterior paired with the classic red tile roof sets off a modern coastal style. And the long, clean driveway leading down to the garage feels like the entrance to a private estate. What I love most right away is how it sits among other high-end modern builds, yet still manages to stand apart. The front entry is striking. A bold wooden door framed by a sleek white brick archway. Stepping inside, a long hallway with recessed lights and light hardwood floors sets the tone. Clean, bright, contemporary. I like how the space flows seamlessly into the next sitting area, where a large sectional invites you to slow down. The kitchen and dining area steal the show here. A massive, dark topped island anchors the room, surrounded by warm wood cabinetry, bold yellow walls, and professional grade stainless appliances. It's the kind of kitchen where you can cook, host, and still stay in the middle of the action. Just beyond, a bright living room with a modern fireplace feels both polished and comfortable. And then you step outside, and wow! A spacious patio with a pool and jacuzzi opens to unobstructed views of the Pacific and Catalina. This is why people choose the estates at Trump National. It's everyday living, elevated by those coastal panoramas. As we head back inside, we arrive at the primary bedroom, and it's a showpiece. Enormous in scale, with hardwood floors, a sleek fireplace, and a full wall of glass doors that open to a private balcony. My favorite part is how the room frames the coastline, making the view feel like part of the design. The bathroom continues the luxury story, a double vanity, a freestanding tub placed perfectly by the window, and a glass enclosed shower wrapped in marble style tile. It feels like a spa retreat. A custom walk in closet completes the suite with built in shelving and generous hanging space. Down the hall, bedrooms 2 and 3 keep the same calm, modern vibe. Hardwood, great light, each with its own crisp ensuite. The fourth bedroom adds drama with its own fireplace and another polished ensuite. A flexible room with cabinets, a sink, and counter space works perfectly as a prep kitchen, bar, or creative workspace. Then the third and fourth bedrooms on this run get their moment. Bright, clean lines, generous windows, each with a fresh, modern bath. Consistency is the theme here. Every room feels private and brand new. The fourth bedroom really feels special. With windows on two sides, it's flooded with natural light and offers views that make the space feel open and refreshing. The hardwood floors give it that same warm, modern look carried throughout the home, and the ensuite bathroom makes it a comfortable, private retreat. An in home elevator sits conveniently nearby, and just past it, there's a powder room, ideal for day to day and guests. From here, we head downstairs and step into the sixth bedroom. It's spacious and bright for a lower level, with a large window and its own ensuite featuring a sleek vanity and glass shower. Back in the hallway, there's a quick peek into another powder room. Next up is the home theater slash library slash creative space, complete with a wet bar and sink. Movie nights, study sessions, or a studio all work here. Right beside it, a similarly large game room is ready for poker, pool, a gym, or a true second family room. The flexibility down here is the point. Now the garage, and this one's a statement. Room for 5 to 6 cars, glass paneled doors, and the kind of square footage that can showcase a collection or house a serious workshop. After the garage, we tour the 5th bedroom and the 7th bathroom. Still keeping track? We'll quiz you later. This suite is capped by an enormous walk in closet that wraps around, one of the largest you'll see. And that concludes our tour. From the primary retreat to the flexible lower level and that showroom scale garage, this estate blends modern design, livability, and coastal luxury in a way that truly stands out.
Welcome back. Wow. This is a brand new build house. Probably one of the best views ever. Catalina right in front of you. So many bedrooms that I honestly lost count. I think it was eight. Maybe eight bathrooms. Oh my goodness. Yeah, 8 bathrooms, 6 bedroom. Brand new. The great combination of minimalism with luxury, I would say. A gorgeous open house. Kudos to my coworker from Keller Williams PV. A great band playing live music at the Brokers Open. Great food. Great conversations. Yeah, a gorgeous house. If you're in the market and you can afford $13 million, definitely check this one out. These houses don't come on the market a lot, and I'm super happy that I've had the chance to introduce this house to you. Luxury living in the peninsula or on the peninsula in Rancho Palos Verdes at its best, I think. Right next to Trump Golf Course, so if you're into golfing, you can basically walk to your golf course. Actually, there's a quite easy access on and off the peninsula because this side is close to the 110. So this is where the Trump Golf Course is actually. So I would say you can walk down on the coastline. There's definitely, I mean, I've done that walk. It's not that hard. But if you're probably going to be carrying your equipment, then you're probably going to be driving, and it's about 2 minutes drive from your house. So we're heading to the land movement area, and we're heading towards the Seaview neighborhood and then towards Portuguese Bend. And I'm going to keep the camera rolling so that you can see how it is these days, because you can find some videos dedicated, and I promised that I would be shooting videos dedicated to the land movement in Palos Verdes. And you see that this house is about 5 minutes drive away from where the land movement is, but the land is not moving at that area. So land movement in Palos Verdes is limited to some specific areas, and you'll see that the road kind of starts to be like broken here. And this is the area where the city of Rancho Palos Verdes has actually installed some pumps, because the recent huge movements, which were up to a couple of feet per week in the Portuguese Bend area, have started with the big rains. So when we have a lot of rain falling on the peninsula, and you see that this road actually once has been straight, but it's kind of like constantly moving, and they're like building this road on a continuous basis. You see the pipes on the left side. There used to be only one pipe. I actually used to live here in the Portuguese Bend community. So there was only one pipe, and right now there's water, there's gas, there's sewage. I think there's at least 3 lines, because pipes cannot go under the ground anymore. They have to keep the pipes above the ground, and you'll see that they're actually repairing the pipes here, because even though they're above the ground, they still break. Right now, land movement is limited, so it's a couple of inches a week now from a couple of feet per week. So it's way slower than it used to be about a year ago. But because of these pumps, so these pumps are basically taking water out of the ground, that this rainwater fell, and it's a little bumpy here as you can hear on my voice. This rainwater fell last year and the year before. We've had more rain than average. And what ends up happening is that actually there is a layer, the name of this rock is bentonite, and this bentonite is actually sliding on top of, it's a volcanic rock by the way, and this layer is sliding on top of the other rocks that are underneath, the other layers. With the water, actually it makes it slide, and this whole area is basically sliding into the ocean very slowly. So most of these houses in the Portuguese Bend are damaged. Some of them are basically, the owners are able to keep the houses in one, and they're not breaking up. But you'll see this part is what is called, it's always been called a ski jump. This area, you see this hillside, this is the ski jump in the Portuguese Bend area. Super steep here, and it usually breaks up, so they have to repair. My car even thought that it was raining. It's not raining, don't worry. So we're not gonna have more landslides here. But this part used to be straight here as well, and you see that even the lifeguard with their 4-wheel drive are actually slowing down for these bumps ahead of us. And I'm kind of it's a bit hard to speak, it's so bumpy. Now this is the area ahead of us where we used to have the church, up that on top of that hill, and this road, believe it or not, was going straight here. So this whole hillside came down, and now the road is kind of curving up, curving to the left, and then curving back to the right. This is still ongoing. This is, you see here, these trees, all of it unfortunately is moving. The Wayfarers Chapel, the world famous Wayfarers Chapel, designed and built by Wright Jr., has been moved. It's actually disassembled at this point. They don't know, they haven't decided where they will rebuild it. It's a beautiful chapel. I hope they will keep it in Rancho Palos Verdes somewhere, or at least on the peninsula somewhere, because it's a beautiful building. It's made of all glass, and it was just gorgeous to be inside of it, but still see nature and see the ocean and the blue sky and the green trees while you were inside this chapel. So the landslide area is done here. You see that, you know, we're speeding up. There's no land movement. So past the Wayfarers Chapel, you don't need to be afraid of land movements anymore. It's very much a local thing, in a little bit in the Seaview area and mostly in the Portuguese Bend community. Outside of that, even within the zip code 90275, you don't need to be afraid of land movements. Of course, always consult with your PV specialist agent before making a decision on where to move on the peninsula. But with regards to land movements and landslides, you don't really need to be afraid outside of those two zones that I just mentioned. So our last stop today, and hopefully we'll get inside, we're actually arriving right at the edge. So it's going to be 1:01 p.m. when we arrive, and our broker's open ends at 1 p.m. We're going back to Palos Verdes Estates, 2640 Via Anacapa. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath, just under 2,000 square foot home. So about an average size home, I would say, maybe a hair under your average PV Estates home size. On sale for $2.199, so just under $2.2 million. A nice neighborhood, but let's see what the curb appeal looks like, and let's see what the house on the inside looks like. I very much hope that we're gonna get into it or inside the house. If not, then I'm gonna put in a couple of pictures for you to see. But thank you for having been with me today. This is Zoli from Sell with Zoli. My website is sellwithzoli.com. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe to my channel if you want to keep seeing content like this on your YouTube account and your YouTube pages. Thank you once again, and see you. I'll catch you on the next one.
We're here in the Lower Lunada Bay neighborhood of Palos Verdes Estates, one of the most sought-after pockets of the hill. The streets are beautifully maintained, lined with mature trees and lush landscaping. This home immediately stands out with its distinct mid-century modern architecture, clean roof lines, muted gray-green exterior, and a perfectly kept front yard. The long driveway leads you right to the attached 2-car garage. Walking up the paved path to the entry, you'll notice the big windows and covered entryway, setting the stage for a bright interior. Inside, the living room opens up with soaring vaulted ceilings and a wall of windows that flood the space with natural light. The mix of tile and wood-like laminate flooring adds a clean, versatile look, and that sleek, built-in fireplace with its floating black hearth anchors the room perfectly. From there, the kitchen and dining area sit side by side. The kitchen has that fun retro feel. White cabinets, dark countertops, and a central island with a stovetop. The appliances aren't brand new, but they're fully functional and keep the classic mid-century vibe alive. Sliding glass doors take us out to a large paved patio. The backyard feels like a private retreat, framed by mature palm trees and greenery, the kind of space that makes you want to entertain or just unwind in peace. Back inside, one of the bedrooms opens right onto the backyard through sliding doors. The light wood floors give it warmth, and there's plenty of closet space with bifold doors. Its bathroom keeps things simple, with a single vanity, a big mirror, and a shower/tub combo. Down the hallway, built-in cabinets provide tons of storage, while long horizontal windows keep the space feeling open and airy. Another bedroom carries the same wood floors and natural light, along with a closet and its own bathroom. Like the first, it's got that classic style, single vanity and shower tub combo, clean and functional, with lots of potential for a modern refresh. Finally, there's a bonus room with a countertop and sink, fitted with older cabinetry. Whether you use it as a bar, prep space, or storage, it's a handy extra that adds flexibility to the home. And that wraps up our tour of 2640 Via Anacapa. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear what you think of this mid-century gem in Lunada Bay. Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like if you enjoyed the tour, and don't forget to subscribe to Palos Verdes Living with Zoli for more insider looks at the PV market.